A's.
That is probably still my favorite intro. And by the way, if you guys would like to, feel free to click the link, share the link from the YouTube video of this to share with your friends in case you want them to watch this. So yeah, just go on my YouTube channel. You'll see the link, and I also have the link shared on the Instagram story. So feel free to share that. But welcome to the 100th episode of my channel's Cosplay Con Talk, where we basically discuss everything pertaining to the cosplay community and conventions. I'm joined here by some returning guests. Mind all introducing yourself, starting with Retro.
Hello, I'm Retro Lizard Cosplay. Friends call me Lonnie. I've been cosplaying since 2007.
And you'll be seeing their Cosplay Con Talk podcast solo interview later this month, but you also may remember them when I did the Cosplay Veterans episode, which was last year.
About a year ago, yeah.
Yeah, next up, Titus, want to introduce yourself?
Hi, guys. I'm Titus, also known as Useless Potato King. I've been cosplaying since I was a wee child, and I've been around the community. I'm also part of a group called the PDX Senpais that help out the cosplay community, especially younger cosplayers and beginners.
And you may remember them from, and you may remember them from the. What was it? Your cosplayer interview and your what was it? Oh, you were in the it's been a while. The
cosplay contest one.
Yeah, my first cosplay contest one.
Yeah.
Wow. It has
Which
been a long
I am
time.
going to be working on my Guts cosplay pretty soon too.
Oh, nice. Joel, want to introduce yourself?
Make sure I'm off mute. Okay, there I am. Hi, I'm Joel the Geek, and I make content around cosplay and comic books.
And his episode will be coming out next month, I think. And what episode? I know you were on a podcast panel as well a while back. I can't remember which one you were.
Beginning of January, we were talking about last year's conventions.
Oh yes, the 2022 convention recap. Oh wow, yeah. I've done so many. Like I said, I've done so many of these, and I still have a bunch on hold. Elsa, want to introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Elsa, or Ultimate Phantom, on all my platforms, and I've been on my own little podcast with Wayne, as well as the DC and Marvel.
Yep, the Geeking Out one.
Yeah, the Geeking Out one, as well as I am Potatoes King's child. It's the lore.
Yeah, don't. Apparently, I'm a parent, guys. Don't do it.
You also may remember Elsa from their cosplayer interview. Next up, Bob Greenwade. Want to introduce yourself?
I'm Bob Greenwade, aka One-Eyed Cosplay, for reasons that may or may not be obvious. And my solo interview was actually the 8th episode to appear on this, and
Which
I've
was
been
on your
in several
birthday
panels.
too.
It was just you kind of rushed it in order to get it in by my 60th birthday, and so now I'm going on 62. I've been on a large number of panels on here: autism, disability, part 1, plus sized. Of course, I took over the podcast for humor and cosplay. I'm in the upcoming 2022 cosplay recap. I think I may have forgotten a couple of those, and of course, been about half dozen things over on Geeking Out.
Oh yeah, which as I stated before, the 2022 cosplay recap will be on Sunday instead of tonight because, like I said, it's the longest running one so far.
For which I apologize.
Oh no, it's okay. There was like 6 guests on there, so I'm just like, it's the
8.
biggest event. I
think
look
there were
back on
8.
it. I don't do math
Yeah, but
really
I
well.
just know that when you say at the beginning of something, I want to make this a 1 hour podcast. If I show up, it better double that.
Well, it's not just when Bob shows up. It's like when there's a lot of stuff to talk about, especially.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, that's for when we do the 100th episode for Geeking Out, which I don't know when that's going to be. But so yeah, we're going to be talking about everyone's experience on the series. What's their favorite episode? What's it been like? What they would like to see? What's going to be looking forward to? I guess starting with since Bob was technically one of the earlier ones. What has been your experience so far being on Cosplay Con Talk?
I have had a lot of fun. You, Wayne, are a good interviewer. You have the good voice, and you get good questions, and it's the challenge the big challenge I have had is when you ask a question and I don't have any good answer in my head.
I
I'm
love
not
those.
real,
I love those. I love those curveball questions. It always gets people. Really makes them
yeah,
think.
and I am not real quick on my feet. I shared one of the rare exceptions on the cosplay recap, but it's been great being on the panels and discussing some of these um, more serious social issues, as well as I had a blast guest hosting for the humor and cosplay. I'm pumped about doing any further panels that I happen to qualify for.
Oh yeah. What did you think of What did you think when I first asked you to come on for your solo interview?
Well, you were just this was early on where you just asking for people, and I said, "Well, I'll pitch in and help you get this all started." And of course, I had just started as a cosplayer basically. Then I'd been to like 2 conventions by that point, which were Rose City 19 and Rose City 21.
Oh yeah, you were one of the first. You're right. You were one of the first ones I remember. Originally, this was just gonna be a one and done series for Geeking Out, and originally it was on Geeking Out, and then now. And I remember posting on the KamoriCon group, and the next thing I know, I see droves of comments like, "Wait, okay, I may have to change the idea for this channel now." The series.
Yeah, that's almost deserves its own completely separate YouTube channel.
Oh, I was thinking about that, but that's just too much work. That's another email. That's just. Oh no, I don't want to do
Yeah.
that. That's just too much.
That's that is a lot to deal with for that. But I've missed a few, but I've been watching most of the interviews, and it makes me want to kind of have another solo interview just to catch up on some of the stuff I've done since that first one.
Oh yeah, and by the way, sorry.
Go ahead.
Sorry, I continue. Sorry, I got ahead of myself.
I had lost the thought before you interrupted. So go ahead.
So how's your cosplay journey been since being on this show? What kind of cons have you attended and everything?
I've been to Rose City and SummerCon. I was at one Norwest Con, which I probably will not repeat for reasons that have nothing to do with the con itself. Let's see, had my first Emerald City, which was the layout was a hot mess. Really it was largely a disaster in terms of the con itself. I had a great time with cosplay and with meeting celebrities. But I've had a lot of points. I've had a lot of times where I've just it's been I made somebody make someone's day, and that makes my day. I've had big moments of people enjoying Redneck Bunny Foo, Evil Midnight Bomber, What Bombs at Midnight, the Sixth Doctor, Jedi Elvis. I've had even had a couple of people really have a kind of a moment with my Harpo Marx at Norwest Con. I'm getting new photos of some of these next weekend at Fan Expo Portland. So because triple click, I am assuming triple click photo is going to be there, so I'm taking Harpo marks.
They're
and
not
Richard,
at Fan Expo, sadly. They'll be at Emerald City though, but they're not. At
they
Fan
won't be there. Well, I'll bring Harpo then that and
But I know a lot of photographers who will be at Fan Expo just around and about, and they will definitely be willing to take pictures of any of your cosplays.
yeah. Well, I'm kind of letting triple click be the people who make my official pictures.
I
If they
love
go to
triple
my
click.
Totally.
if
A
you
lot
go
of
to my
Triple
if you go to
click
my
is
Instagram,
triple click is probably the most mentioned name on this
Cool.
series.
I wish he could be at every convention I go to. I love getting pictures with him.
I know him personally, and I will let him know you said that. You will love that.
Yeah. In fact, they kind of saved my bacon at Rose City last year because I took off my badge to get my photo, forgot to put it back on, and couldn't get back in.
Oh no!
So a very nice fellow who is dressed as a mashup of Deadpool and Woody from Toy Story,
I remember that one.
who I correctly identified as Deadwood.
Deadwood.
Yep.
Be sure to check that picture. Be sure to check that picture out in Bob's hosted interview of Humor and Cosplay.
Yeah, there's a lot of great ones there. But he went in and fetched the gal one of the gals that works there with him, and she brought it out with me, and
Cool.
I was really very happy. And so they're really cool people. They recognize me when I come around.
Awesome.
They work with me on various what color would work best.
Backgrounds, yeah.
What color background would work best, and I just adore the photos that they have of one of Jedi Elvis that it was done, one of Zoot from the Muppets, and a gorgeous one of me as the Shadow. And so I do want to get in there with Harpo and Richard Castle and my Men in Black cosplay, and some of the new ones upcoming, like Really Old Man Logan.
Ooh, nice.
You know, it's really sad. I can really see Joel and Bob dressed up like the old guys that sit behind like the little judge table.
I can see it
Oh,
now.
you're thinking about Statler and Waldorf?
Yes, I can just imagine you doing that.
Before we get too far off the topic of triple click,
I can kind of see them I can see them at a con, like
They have their own little booth.
or you know,
it's on
or they're like up on the stairs just judging everyone's cosplays.
I'm sorry,
Before we get off the topic of triple click, though, I'm just going to share really quick my favorite photo that he has taken of me.
Ooh.
Walter White.
Yeah.
Really cool.
I walked up and he was like, "Hey, it's Mr. White." I'm like, "That's my name."
Nice.
Oh yeah, this is I just officially posted up the 100th episode now. Be sure to check out the newest Get to Know That Cosplayer interview featuring 6 California-based cosplayers, 6-string shooter.
Cool.
Yeah, his will be up next. Next up, Useless Potato King was one of the later episodes. Short around. I'm gonna be actually looking at when yours came out. What was it like when I asked you to come on the show for a solo interview?
I was nervous, of course, because I always am. But you, honestly, it was one of the best interviews I've done in a long time. And I've done interviews. I've done a few of them for cosplay related stuff. Yours, I absolutely loved. And it actually, after hearing it myself and embarrassing myself, because I hate my voice for some reason, I actually found like a lot of the stuff that we talked about just brought a lot of good memories back in. And I've improved myself since that interview.
Nice.
So I've done a lot of improvements, like making costumes. That's behind me somewhere. There you go. And doing a little bit more. So it's actually it was a lot of fun, honestly. It was like way more fun than I thought it would be. Because interviews I've done in the past, they were always just like straight to the point. Okay, we're going to edit this out, edit that out, you know.
I'm looking. Let's see. Going down the list, going down the list, going down the list, going down the list. Almost 2 years for that one. Let's see. Yours. I'm still looking.
It
Going.
was
Wow.
like
Yeah.
2019.
No, 2020. Okay. All right. So yeah, get to know that cosplayer, Potato Senpai. Your interview came out almost a year. It's been 11 months since your interview.
Wow. A lot has changed in a year, I'll tell you that now.
Yeah, but speaking of, just like Ask Bob, what has your cosplay experience been like ever since being on the show?
Well, like all cosplayers, we have our ups and downs. I have decided I am officially making all my costumes now instead of buying them, and made the decision to join more cosplay contests, which is going to be scary. And there overall, it's been so many up and down changes. I guess it's the best way to say. She's gonna walk out here and smack me, I swear. No.
Just so you know, there may be a little violence on here, people.
A little. She always teases me. Like, as you guys can tell, I moved recently in a year since the interview.
It's been officially
And
a year now.
It's been officially a year. I moved in. Phantom moved in with us. My partner stopped cosplaying. That was one of the hardest things ever. And is no longer going to go to cons. So my
That's
partner in crime.
Completely
Yeah.
understandable.
It's a little sad. So a lot of our cosplay plans have changed. So I have to redo a bunch of stuff. But Phantom has helped me through a lot of my downs throughout being in cosplay. But it's been a lot of fun. Because I've got to see my own work out on the con floor. I've gotten to see back in, I think it was like 2019 or 2018, one of the costumes that I made won. So, yeah, it was a little girl who went on stage. She was dressed up like Diane from Seven Deadly Sins. And I gave permission. She won that costume. So it makes me want to go out and do a lot more for myself. And after all the interviews from like the cosplay competition one, the interview with you, and re-listening to myself, I've built up a lot more confidence than I've had in a long time.
I mean, the main point of this series is to showcase all these cosplayers and, let people know, hey, cosplay's for everyone.
It is. And cosplay, like I said, the cosplay does have up and down. I mean, I'm somebody I'm plus size, but I've lost 45 pounds. So a majority of my costumes no longer fit. And that was one of the biggest downsides of things. But I've altered them. I took my sewing skills to the max, and I built a business that I work with people who are plus size, and I make costumes for them, but I make them where they're comfortable and they fit right and at a good price. So like this one is a size 18. But the best part about it is it can go up bigger or it can go smaller.
That's pretty clever.
Yeah, so I'm teaching myself to work on myself a lot better and to help those in my community after like doing all the interviews and everything and listening to everybody else's thing. It's really built me up to a point where I'm like, I can do some skills. I have madness. Unless I have a husky trying to work the sewing machine.
And I can vouch for Titus because he has made most of my cosplays and they work. He used to tell me they can size up or size down, which is so useful, which I really appreciate him every day. Sometimes.
Aww.
I'll give you a hug later.
In the cosplay community and being part of the whole community, right now, it's like a judging battle. I see a lot more of these younger people coming in and they're judging each other on their costumes. you can't cosplay this person, you can't cosplay that person, this character is this character is that. It's been really bad lately from my experience. But for me, I'm making myself more of a positive, bringing out more positivity and spreading more awareness. I do it through my TikTok page. I've been doing it through my Instagram and joining these little chats and having fun with everybody and boosting everything. So 100% boosting up.
Oh no, sorry, I'm getting this episode finished working on. By the way, what did you think of when I invited you on with the others for my first cosplay contest podcast, which has only been out for a few months now?
I honestly, I get nervous when it comes to talking in groups, and I do a lot of finicky things, and I didn't quite know how I should, what I should say, because the people that were in there, they were more experienced than I was through cosplay competitions. And being able to sit there and learn from other people who've done the competitions like year after year after year, it helps out a lot. And it was just a lot of fun.
I mean,
it was
the
like
point. Sorry, go ahead.
Overall experience, I loved it. I like being on here and talking with everyone.
I mean, the best thing is that I like about, especially the panels, you learn a lot. It's very educational, and that's another point of this series, is to spread awareness, educate, no one say the F word multiple times.
I will try not to say my favorite word.
You can always use frack instead.
Frick, frack. But I'm glad you've enjoyed. I am glad you have.
Bud records.
I am glad that you've enjoyed being on this series and everything, and looking forward to having you on for future podcast episodes for other panels, or even hosting your own solo panel.
Yeah,
because I will be giving that. I will be letting people host their own Cosplay Con Talk episodes if they want. Bob was the first one to host the episode. Bob was the first one to host his own episode on Cosplay Con Talk.
Which, by the way, you were speaking of people getting it wrong. I have several points where people deliberately got it wrong, and they're not all gender swaps. There's a very delightful Iron Man cosplay that really has to be seen to be believed.
Oh, nice. Yeah, we do plan on eventually doing one where we it's part of the whole disability thing, but cosplaying with service dogs.
That will be technically added. That will be technically added on in that segment. That is a good thing to bring up. What's it like? Bringing a service dog with you for a con. Yeah. That's actually a good question to ask. For that one,
I've done it since the beginning. I've had Cujo for 15 years.
And what's it been like having? What's it been like having Freya taking her to cons?
Her first con was Rose City Comic Con. That was her first con. She did absolutely amazing, even though she pooped on the floor twice.
Oh no!
She went to Wasabi Con, and we had.
She did worse there.
She was still learning. It happens. They have accidents. We did
KomoriCon's probably a real test for her.
She did go to KomoriCon last year.
Oh, she did.
We did To Your Eternity. I was the unnamed boy, and she was Fushi.
Oh, that's right. I remember you showed me a picture of that.
Yep. She did absolutely amazing. She only had 2 small accidents, and they were my fault for not paying attention. But she was wonderful. Like, way better than the first other 2, and she has gotten so much better. Except for when... I don't know what she's doing right now. She's, like, eating a bowl. She's just... It's really hard, but it's also, like, it's been so much fun to have her. It's just still a little sad because of retiring Cujo back in 2019 and watching everybody say goodbye to him that's still been kind of hard. So it's hard not to have him with me, but it's fun to have her with me. So
Well, and I can't wait to see when you guys do Princess Mononoke. And actually,
Oh,
I see.
God.
I just saw her in the background behind you.
let's see. The terrace. Ugh.
Oh, she getting so big. Yeah, it's hard to believe that when you got her from my mom, that she was like one of the few huskies that were white with pure blue eyes.
So
Well, unlike the
Oh.
other two, she ended up being albino. So
Mhm.
she is a little deaf in one ear, but
Aw.
she is absolutely amazing. Do you want a strawberry? We do a lot of anime theme with her. We're working on getting money put together to get a Bakugo theme gear.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome.
I can also see her do as Black Butler as Pluto.
Yep.
We are planning to do Black Butler, so I'm not quite sure if I want to do Sebastian and deal with that, or if I want to do Finn. And I might do Finny because Finny is like really attached to Pluto. So
Oh yeah, he definitely. I can honestly see you do Finny.
I think Retro would look good as Finny.
Really?
I think he'd look good.
See
as
that
Finny.
now?
I'm not gonna lie, I contemplated cosplaying him many years ago, but I have
Oh.
since lost interest in that series.
Join us.
But
Join
I
us.
Surely
did like that
understandably.
character.
You do Finn,
Bardroy
I'll do
is-
Mayrin.
Bardroy is still on my cosplay list. He's been on my cosplay list since I watched that. Again, that we're not
Only
talking
good
about Black
supporting
Butler.
cast
Wait,
in
wait,
that series.
Group guys, we got a
We can do
cosplay
a whole
group
group.
right
Oh.
I'm doing
Anyway.
the Reapers.
there. Oh wait, we got
Anyway.
Tanaka.
this is all
Yeah.
live. And we can record later. So can't back now.
Anyway,
We'll fix
we're
it in post.
we'll fix. Well, this is live, so I can't fix it. Next
It's gonna
up.
be on. It's gonna be on the internet for as long as you keep it up. So as long as it's up,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
on replay for everyone to
Next
see.
up
not watch
is
it live.
next up is Ultimate Phantom. You may remember their Get to Know That Cosplayer interview, which came out a year ago. You also may remember them in the People of Color in Cosplay podcast panel as well.
Oh,
And
Right.
I'm looking down the list, make sure you haven't been in any other ones yet.
yeah. I've only been in
Or-
that one, and then was the superhero one of differences of
Oh yeah,
DC.
well that's on Geeking Out. That doesn't
Oh.
count for this one.
Well, I still consider it.
Oh yeah, sure.
Yeah,
Um,
it's not
So,
that
yeah.
much of a high reach.
Yes, I know.
Uh.
I'm aware. I'm short, and still as a child.
Emily
Okay.
S says Black Butler rocks.
Yes, join our little cult.
Yes, Black Butler is amazing. I have all
Oh
of
yes,
it.
Black
on
Black
file.
Butler is that's one of. Anyway, Elsa,
You're
what
just
has it been
gonna
like
be playing
since
cosplay with us?
Elsa? What is it? So what has it been like? What was it like when I first asked you to come on as a guest for Cosplay Con Talk?
Okay, as a guest, as you know, I told you about that one part that had to get deleted because I was engaged, but then I broke up with my engagement.
Oh,
So
that's
that
right.
was-
We had to. I think I had to cut that out, or we had to redo it.
Yeah, I had to tell you to cut it out because literally the week after that, we just like my ex-fiance and I just said no, we can't do this. And like ever since, I've been doing progress in my own cosplays. I've been doing better with wigs. I've been working on a couple. I found a new partner, which Potato King has stolen during con. He's like, nope, you're with me now.
I mean, I'm so sorry I stole your cosplay partner, but he is mine.
As you can see, I've moved in with Potato King, and it's been pretty awesome. In all honesty, I'm expecting him to be in the room. Nope. But yeah, I've been doing better with my own cosplays. Actually, I have my first cosplay gig at an elementary school next month.
Ooh, nice. Mind talking a little bit about that and who you planning to cosplay as?
I do not know who I'm going to cosplay as, but so basically I saw a Facebook post saying like, hey, we need cosplayers at an elementary school to show their craftsmanship. I got accepted as one.
Nice.
Right?
I
And
mean-
I'm so excited because it's in my area as well. Like, I used to be a lunch lady, And like I know when kids light up because they're Halloween, I brought in my cosplay and they're like, "Oh my god, you look so cool!" I'm like, sharing that happiness to each other is very nice.
Nice. I think that's cool. Plus, that also, is a way to get kids interested in cosplay.
Yeah, you don't have to cosplay from anime. You can just cosplay from whatever you want.
Just remember, though, if you are under the age of 18, be careful who you cosplay.
Yeah, I should have added that. You're correct.
And closet cosplays are totally 100% okay. If you can only afford a wig and you guys have something in your closet that's going to work for somebody like Deku from My Hero Academia, go for it. You'll still get recognized.
Oh, yeah. I highly agree. I highly can say that Deku is an age-appropriate cosplay.
I will never forget. It was like shortly after kind of the peak of the COVID pandemic, and I like saw
we don't discuss the pandemic.
The
panini,
And we also don't talk about Bruno.
Sandwich. So it was so
we always talk about Bruno.
After the peak of that panini sandwich, I remember being at the mall and seeing these teenagers, like young teenagers dressed as like Todoroki and Deku, just wearing like regular clothes, but with the wigs. So they were in like closet cosplay. And as soon as I saw them, I was like, nature is healing. The teenagers are cosplaying at the mall again.
There was no convention going on.
No, not as far as I knew, and I usually know when there's a convention around it. It was just a mall, but I love to see kids out having fun and doing.
I've noticed that. I remember seeing this father and his little daughter at a mall here in town, and she was cosplaying from Demon Slayer. She was cosplaying. I want to say she was cosplaying as the butterfly girl with the black hair. I can't remember her name.
Oh, okay, Shinobu.
Yeah, she was cosplaying. It was like the sweetest thing ever. It's so weird. Not weird. I guess it's nice and wholesome seeing people cosplay outside of conventions when there's nothing going on.
And especially because you'll see people who like know what you are. Assuming you do something like relatively like popular or mainstream, and somebody will be like, "Oh my god, it's that dude from Naruto," and they'll just get like really stoked about it. And seeing those reactions from just people who were not like expecting to see you that day is so fun. There's like no words for how cool that is.
I wholeheartedly agree on that. I mean, I've come to realize there's a trend where more and more lately, and it's not a bad thing. People are cosplaying for more modern stuff. I mean, on occasion you'll see someone cosplay from an anime, movie, or TV show that came out 10, 20 years ago, which not a whole lot of people recognize, but it's nice,
I like seeing the little kids like during Halloween when we went downtown. Nothing but anime characters. There were just tons of kids cosplaying, and one kid runs up to me and he's passing out candy. I go, "Oh my gosh, you're Naruto." He goes, "Oh, you know who I am?" I go, "Honey, Naruto came out before you were even thought of." It was amazing. And the way that they look when they see you dressed up in cosplay too. They were it's
the best feeling ever, honestly. I can't, again, that's another reason why I wanted to do this series was, it would mainly with the thought of the side series before we go back to asking else another question was, I've been seeing like a lot of gatekeeping and everything, toxicity in the cosplay community. So I wanted to do something where, people can talk about their favorite hobby. And I was told by a friend of mine who I no longer talk to, saying, "Oh, that there's nothing you can really talk about with that kind of stuff." I'm like, well, a bunch of people on the KimoriCon Facebook group and Instagram beg to differ. So. Yeah. Yeah. Also, Elsa, what was it like being on the People of Color in cosplay and talking to people like who was on that one?
Franceschi.
Freya.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. It was French Easy and Smooth Cosplayer.
Yes.
What was it like joining them for that for the People of Color and Cosplay podcast panel?
Well, it was really interesting to have like same experiences, like almost, but also like connecting and bonding, and just like as well as English.
Oh my god!
My brain is like, say something.
Work brain. We're you. Big brain.
Yes, it was like a really good experience, as well as like I still keep in touch with them, and they're like super nice. I hope to meet them one day in person,
Oh, yeah.
and because as their cosplays are amazing, highly
I
suggest
think
that.
I think Myron actually attended ACC one time.
What's ACC?
I think he attended
ECC.
Emerald City. I think I saw on his post he attended ECC a while, like last year or something. I could be wrong, but I think it was him. I know he frequents Dragon Con a lot. Definitely highly recommend. If any names are mentioned about people, that have guested here with one another, highly recommend checking them out on Instagram. And I can't stress this enough, but also highly recommend checking out the others who have been on Cosplay Con Talk, and then those who are coming out soon. So what has your cosplay and convention journey been like since you've been on?
Well, I've been dragging Titus a lot to the cosplays. Last year was actually my first year I went to an out of con stay. I hated it because I also have autism, and my sensors were a bit overloaded when I got lost in the city.
It was a culture shock to you.
Yeah, well, not really, but more like, where am I? Like that feeling of being lost. But the nice thing is, I did get to use one of the electric bikes to get to the hotel and back.
Ooh.
Right? I love them.
While you're on the phone with me.
What? Oh yeah, I was crying my eyes out, telling Titus like, I don't know where I am. I need. Yes.
I need an adult. I need an adult.
Basically, even though I'm an adult, I'm like, I need
an adultier adult.
Next year we're going together, so
that you have someone you could call when you were in that state who could like.
Yeah, I was like crying
be
my
on the
eyes out.
phone with you, so that's good.
If you guys saw like how bad my makeup was, like everything was just a mess. Like smear here, smear there, smear up here. Like I still did not regret it though, but I just enjoyed it. And then
I just don't mean to
sorry,
laugh.
go ahead.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to laugh at you, but it was the most funniest moment ever because I know Seattle really well, especially around that area, and trying to give her directions on how to get back, why she's crying into the phone. I could just see her face, and I was laughing the whole time. It was horrible. I was laughing the whole time.
No, I'm laughing too because I could just imagine people like staring, like saying, "What is this person doing? Are they okay? Did they need to go to the hospital?" Like this 22-year-old on the phone crying, like saying, "I need help. I don't know what to do."
Oh God,
No worries.
I imagine that's how it would feel when I go to Portland this year for KomoriCon.
Oh, but luckily you have tour guides now.
Well,
oh no.
The thing is, Seattle is really hard to not get lost. Like, even as someone who doesn't have autism, the first time I went to the Emerald City Comic-Con in their old building, the new building's going to be better, but just when you go outside, if you don't know where something is when you leave the building, and there's so many people around, yeah, it's hard. But like with Rose City, that convention center and where all the hotels are, it's easy. Like, you'll find it easily. But yeah, when you're in that alarm phase of just overwhelmingness and you're in downtown Seattle, like I can totally understand Phantom's situation.
Yeah, I'll vouch for that. I am on the spectrum, and last year was my first Emerald City, which is part of what made it a real hot mess for me because I had no idea how to find things within the venue, but also my hotel was like 8 blocks from the center.
Oh no!
I ended up having, it's a very nice hotel, the Mayflower Park Hotel. It's a very nice hotel if you're visiting in Seattle for something else. But this year, I'm staying at a Marriott, which is like right across the street from the new structure, and so I will be able to, if I need to change my cosplay, I'll be able to just go back to the hotel and do it.
Well, fun fact about if you need to change out of your cosplay and you have clothes to change out of at Emerald City, the Pacific Northwest Guild of Cosplayers will have changing rooms at
I'm aware of that, but I also need a place to store what I'm not wearing.
That's true.
I did last year have my my duffel bag as the Evil Midnight Bomber What Bombs at Midnight. And that bag is just big enough to carry just about any 2 of my other costumes. So
awesome.
So real quick, for those who are going to see it, Victoria SH said that The Oregon Convention Center is so much easier since it's round. It's round rather than a square that has levels like the Seattle Convention Center.
Well, I mean, the
Seattle
Seattle
Convention
Open
Center
House Center
has
isn't
been
like
kind of a maze at times.
I
Wait.
went to the open house for the new convention center they have for Seattle. So much easier to get around because it's just one building, and
Mhm.
it's easy to get from floor to floor because there's hundreds of like escalators and stairs and elevators. So like, it's not too hard to get around. Like
That
it's-
was that was one of the troubles with the older building,
Oh my God.
especially since the Cosplay Central with the changing rooms was on the second floor of one building, and the VIP lounge where I could store my costumes was on the second floor of the other building.
yeah.
So I would end up having to either go outside and go through security, or go all the way up to the fifth floor and cross the bridge and then go down. And either one of them would take like 10, 15 minutes. I ended up missing about half the panels I was going to.
Yeah.
Yeah, the new building.
My biggest my biggest thing about the whole convention center out there in Seattle is like their outdoor area, you know, when you can go out the doors and you have that big park.
Yeah,
That was their smoking area right there in front of those doors. And it was so bad for like I have asthma and other people. That's all you got was a big cloud. And it was
wasn't
just
cigarette smoke. It was other kinds of smoking, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
that other kind of smoke. So I had to like
oh,
run with.
and
my-
when you're highly allergic to them and you're highly allergic to it and those people brush against you, it was just they had a lot of poor things that they did there. But I do like the crepe shop that's in front of their building.
Wait, Crave Shop?
Yeah, I don't know if it's open anymore. The last I was out down there a while
They-
ago, and the gift shop was closed. But I don't know if it was like just closed for the day or like closed forever.
I heard they finally got a food truck
Oh,
and that they're going to be doing more traveling and they might appear up at cons now because they were so
I love seeing food trucks at cons because one, they're cheaper. Two, you're not waiting like 30 minutes in the line, and the food's not bad. That's my personal. That's been my personal experience with
Emerald City or
with
Rose
food
City.
trucks.
Wayne,
But
I'll have to have you come down here where I'm at and take you to our little food truck shop
Well,
area.
when I go to Komoricon this year, I will. That's the best thing about interviewing people who live in the Pacific Northwest. Who travel from from Washington from Washington, especially important. Like I have a bunch of tour guide friends, so like I will get lost.
I will take you all over the place. I am an Oregonian, born and raised.
Same.
I've
But
only-
before we change subjects, when I got lost, I did take an amazing picture, but I missed my hotel. So this is the Seattle Space Needle.
Yeah.
You're so far.
Are those
I was so
are those birds surrounding that?
no, it's
Oh,
pretty.
no, it's the tree.
Oh, I thought those were birds. Like that's like a cool
That-
shot.
If you were at the convention center and got lost and ended up at Seattle Center where the Space Needle is, you were truly lost. That's scary. Oh my gosh, I want to give you a hug right now. If I could.
Imagine being on the phone. Give me a landmark. Where are you? I don't know. Give me a landmark. There's a tall tower. What is it? I think it's the Space Needle. I'm like, oh my god.
We didn't
No, I
recognize
didn't
the
know
Space
either.
Needle.
So, note to self: never get separated with your child in
Yeah.
Seattle.
Well, except
I didn't go.
My group friends didn't didn't help me either. But that's okay.
Thanks a lot, friends.
Right.
But
When you
at the
go to
end, we
con,
get
go with people that are reliable.
but at the end we still get a really funny story, which I don't mind at all.
Oh, you will never live it down.
Yeah, I know. Any other questions for me, Wayne?
I think I asked. Yeah, what's Well, we'll get to the other stuff later because I'm may also like combining a few of the previous panels we've also talked about here too, along with your interviews. Next up, you'll be seeing his interview in the next couple months. Joel, what has it been like being on Cosplay Con Talk for not your solo interview, but also when you were on for the 2022 recap? And what were your thoughts when I asked you to come on for an interview?
Oh, well, okay, so that's like 5 questions. Let's see.
You
Maybe.
got
That's
this.
so exciting. Maybe. Okay. No, just kidding. Um, I really liked that first one I was on because it was really nice to meet other cosplayers I have never met before and just talk about the fun things that happened the last year and just got me excited again for doing cosplay because sometimes I get in these big ruts for doing my cosplays and then like the helmet. I've had that helmet now for 2 years.
Oh, the Dr. Fate.
That's
I thought you just recently got that one.
No, it's been 2 years more than 2 years that I've had it. So it's sort of getting me like the strength to like continue to do it, especially when I meet cosplayers who aren't like the skinny, muscular dude bro cosplayers because I'm definitely round as a person, and so like trying to do some cosplays as a round, heavy set person, it makes me uncomfortable. But meeting other people who aren't that like that fun, skinny, whatever idea of cosplay makes me realize I'm not the only person. It normalizes it for me. It makes me feel like I'm like everyone else. Everyone else is like me, and they all feel the same way about it, but still love to do it. So it gives me encouragement to keep going and to keep making stuff. But yeah, it was nice to be on that, and I was just really honored that you wanted to interview me. And it's funny because I also interview people for cosplay, so it's kind of weird. Like I was on the opposite side of things doing that interview. It
Oh
felt
no.
like I'm used to asking all these questions.
Oh no, trust
Not
me.
usually-
I get the same way when I'm on someone else's.
And like
I mean,
Potato said, there's like this sort of like nervousness and tension about what if oh my gosh I'm gonna what's am I like words or not?
Oh, not to mention, like you said, you do this yourself, but you're also part of the Pacific Northwest Guild of Cosplayers as well.
As am I.
Yeah.
Oh no! Oh, I didn't know that. That's cool.
I am a member. I am
Yeah,
a member. I've yet to
not-
do any
not-
volunteer stuff, but I am a member.
How many members total are part of the Pacific Northwest?
Officially, I'd say in the 500 range, maybe, but like people who like actively participate and do stuff, it's like in the 100 range. Like we have a really fun Discord with lots of different channels that we talk a lot about different
I
things.
was gonna say, can I invite you guys to come on? But if there's that many people, that won't fit on the Zoom.
Well, you
can
won't get the
always
whole thing,
ask
but you
the
might be able
main
to get the
group, 'cause-
officers.
I mean,
Yeah.
if the main people want to come on and chat and talk about what the guild is like, I'm more than happy to have them
Yeah,
on.
I can talk with the leadership and see who would like to come on.
Because I'm looking forward to doing more like group, I call them like group cosplay panels. Because I've done one for the Dallas Fort Worth Host Club cosplay group,
Awesome.
which is a group of cosplayers who do like themed events or on high school host club cosplays.
Oh, cool.
Which has been really fun.
Yeah, we do stuff like that too. We had a meetup just a few weeks before Rose City at a coffee shop, which was really fun. We're gonna do a meetup at Fan Expo Portland, where we also have a booth and are helping out with some of the cosplay outlets there. So,
nice.
So we have
We
it
have
in person, and we also
another one
do like,
coming up.
yeah, and then we have a something on Tuesday night. We're doing a craft night on Tuesday night by Zoom with people. So if they want to show up and do crafting and talk with everyone, it's a great opportunity.
For those who are watching this or will watch this, be sure to check that out as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
And they're on Instagram, their Facebook,
Twitter.
Just look
Twitter.
at PNW.
Discord.
Just look at what PNW Guild of Cosplayers.
Yep. And everyone's super nice. Like I'm part of it too. And they have been so helpful. I don't do a lot of the volunteer work because I have to help Phantom and I have other clients when I work at cons. So it's hard for me. But I still like to stop in and harass everybody because I can.
Why are you harassing me?
That's
I'm
what
the same way.
potatoes do.
I at least will stop in each cosplay I'm wearing and say hello and
Cool.
get a few laughs or something from depending on what I'm wearing.
Yeah. We're excited for Emerald City because we're going to have a hospitality lounge we're hosting. So it's a place
Ooh. I remember you were talking about that in the 2022 convention recap episode.
We're looking forward to doing that at Emerald City for the first time. We're excited because it's just a great way for people that are cosplaying if they're like Phantom was talking about. She got overwhelmed. and didn't know what to do, it's just a place you can go and sit in quiet. Like there's no music playing. It's just some tables set up. You just sit down, eat food, and just relax and just not feel overwhelmed.
Isn't that the sensory room?
It's different from the sensory room. I think that the con will host a sensory room, but ours is specifically for people that are cosplaying so that they can get away from like prying eyes. Like especially like if you're trying to eat, when you're trying to eat in your cosplay and someone's reviews you're trying to eat a salad or a sandwich.
SAC Anime has something similar to that, and they had a rules, no running, but people were like younger cosplayers were running like no running. It's a place to sit down, relax, and not like walk and everything. But
Yeah, Phantom. Remember during Kumo when I was dressed up into Your Eternity and I kept getting stopped on like every time I turned around? It gets like those type of rooms helps us remove ourselves from everybody going, can I have a picture? Can I have a picture? Can I touch your dog? Can I do this? Oh, you look amazing. Because it's kind of like with you get so overstimulated that it's just a nice place to just go away and go, I'm going to eat my sandwich and everyone's going to flake off.
Yep.
Oh, so. I thought, since you guys said eat your sandwich, I thought of like people taking pictures while eating.
Mm-hmm. It's like that. It's like you can nonstop. Like the guy, I can't remember his name. He cosplays Captain America.
The one with the pride flag?
Yeah.
Oh,
he nonstop gets photos on a regular basis. I feel bad for this guy. Like he will be trying to eat a sandwich or get a drink or talk to somebody, and he constantly gets people pulling him away or trying to remove him from like going shopping. He doesn't have like always that peace.
Yeah.
So these rooms are really important.
Yeah. We had a lounge at Rose City as well, and it was really great for people. We had it at PAX. The first time we did it was at PAX, and so many people got to come in and just sit down and relax and have that quiet.
I like that. I mean, raise your hand if you like. If that's something you would like to just,
You know what? I bought a product that I hope it's still out there for sale somewhere, but it is a plastic like poncho, and I think the idea behind it is twofold. One is to like if you have a cosplay on and you need to protect yourself from the rain, but it also has like printed text on it that says like cosplayer at rest, no pictures. So you can literally bring that over your cosplay and be like, okay, I'm eating now, stop taking my picture. And it's something that I always kind of bring with me just in case, and it's great in case of like rain. But I think that for people who are getting stopped every 5 seconds, that would be a great resource to whip out.
That says no more pictures. Buy stuff. Like you yourself are there not just to like wear a cosplay, but like to interact with the people and the things on the floor. Like that would be great if you want to have that moment. Do that without having to be stopped every 5 minutes or so on like the floor, That's a great idea.
It's you can get it off Etsy. There's a few amazing sellers that actually will make the ponchos for you and put whatever you want say on them. I've actually seen them. I have a couple in my shopping cart.
Nice.
So
that's a really good idea.
But like the button's just so small that said do not like cosplayer off duty, but like it's on you, but like you're still wearing your cosplay and they can see it, and like having that like something to cover you completely like that would just
I'd be that person who would get like one of the yard trash bags and cut a hole in it and just put it over us.
I like that idea. It kind of reminds me for those who want to check out my link tree, I do have my my shop up, and I do have a shirt. It's a shirt. It's a dog bandana. It's a button, I think, and it's called Convention Exit Buddy. Someone to take with you to a con, whether you want them as a handler or if you have a service dog and like you need to like go and unwind, get away from the craziness. It's a good thing to have.
Can I suggest something as well? Why don't we all make signs saying cosplayer out to lunch while you're eating?
Yeah, some cons don't allow signage though.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
Remember the free hug signs people used to have, or the glomp me signs?
Oh god!
But like, the people still like bring the signs in for stepping on them for $5.
No, they're banning those too.
Oh yes,
that depends on the con. I think the rule at SakuraCon now is just you can't have a sign that advertises any kind of service. So you couldn't have like free hugs, but you could have like I like hugs. So
yeah,
it depends on the con and like what their individual rules are. But some of them are just wanting signage outright.
They're currently banning the step on me
It's a and I think we talked about
I
that.
think there's
I-
conventions out there for that kind of signage, but we're not part of those conventions.
Yeah.
No, if you want stuff like that, go to Ecchi Expo, Waifu Expo. When those are
You can go to
cons in Texas.
YaoiCon.
That too. But no, I mean
YaoiCon is
those
gone. There's no more YaoiCon anymore.
It's online now.
Well, there's actually YaoiCon in Mexico. I saw.
Maybe it's a different thing because I looked up YaoiCon just a couple of days ago, and it basically the con like staff hadn't like updated their website or their Facebook or anything in the past couple of years. I mean, there are probably other Yaoi conventions, but
sure.
YaoiCon, as in the one in California, is like defunct now.
It's all digital now. They're doing.
I wouldn't be surprised,
so
but
sad.
yeah, I call that the sign that says, if you pay me $5. I mean, I get why people do that, but it's also a safety risk too, as I've mentioned previously before. Like, yeah, if you want to do that, that's okay, but you got to remember, someone can easily say, since you're not, you don't have physical proof of you doing it, someone can easily say, oh yeah, this person slapped me and everything. But see, there's their sign right there, and next thing you know, you're going to be told, hey, either stop doing what you're doing, or you're going to have to leave.
Yeah.
No, it's also unsafe and unsanitary because honestly, you don't want somebody stepping on your face when they have been on con floor. Imagine all the nastiness that's on your shoes.
We get it. You want Lady Dimitrescu to step on you, but is it really worth it to have Lady Dimitrescu step on you?
I make cosplay videos sometimes, and I'll have like a character like that. Like I'll get on the ground with my camera and have them pretend to step on the camera, but ew.
That's different. That's different though, because they're not actually stepping on you or sitting on you or slapping you.
Germs on your shoes everywhere you go as soon as you buy them and start walking on them.
I don't.
During WasabiCon, I watched somebody with that sign. They stepped in dog and then asked somebody to step on, they stepped on somebody afterwards. So that is why it's unsanitary. I'm sorry.
Okay, all right, moving on. Moving on, people. Moving on.
Let's just ban those signs, period.
Let's ban this sign, period. No more signs.
Cannot be unseen.
Oh, good gracious. Next up is Lonnie, aka Richard Lithert. Just like Joel, their first time on here was through a panel. What's it been like being on Cosplay Con Talk for the panel, and what was it like with your solo interview, which will be coming out in the next few months?
Well, you may recall there were a little bit of technical hiccups with that first.
Yeah, panel. that was on. I'll admit that was on me. I forgot to send you the link.
And that's okay. It still worked out in the end. I think we had a great time with it in the end, but I did end up being on, I was the only one without my camera on.
Yeah.
Voice quality. I mean, the voice, you could hear me and you could hear everything I was saying, but the quality just wasn't that great, which I think is on that particular service. But I really liked talking to the other panelists and I liked hearing their stories. And then, just last week we had my solo interview and I had a lot of fun with that. My favorite part about it has been just reminiscing and kind of going back to all those memories that we've made over the years.
Well, yeah, I mean, you were telling me your first convention was SoccerCon in 2007.
In 2007. And
yeah,
it's kind of inspired me to be a little bit better of a historian too. And the other day, I actually sat down and figured out exactly how many conventions I have been to.
How many have you been to?
Them all. So I have been to 68 conventions. My next one will be number 69. Yeah.
Nice.
Anytime I hear that number, anytime I see on a thermometer, just the number itself, I laugh because it's funny. The immature.
Yes, I posted that on Facebook, and I think I got about 30 different people commenting. Just nice.
I think I reacted to that. Emily S says nice.
But yeah, so it did inspire me a little bit to take more time to be a better historian and kind of.
You're gonna have to do. You're gonna have to do something. You're gonna have to do something for when you reach your 100th convention.
Yep, and who knows when that's coming up because the number of conventions that I go to every year varies so much, and we're just now starting to kind of get back in the swing of all these conventions are coming back, and There are certain cons that I have stopped going to, and there are others that I have just started going to. Like I just started going to Rose City. I just started going to SummerCon. So there's always going to be new things to do, and some things that I'll just say goodbye to, that I just decide, this particular event is not for me. I'm not going to go back. And then there's those staples like SoccerCon that I'm just going to go every year.
It's your comfort con, which is understandable.
It's what I would call it, like my home base con. In fact, whenever I'm in Seattle and we drive past the convention center building, I look and I go, the mothership.
I have a con like that too here in Southern Oregon. Anna Medford is probably my comfort. It's my hometown con. And Emily S. again once said they love SummerCon. What is SummerCon?
Cool con. I have only been to one.
WAS SummerCon.
Washington CC. It's a great convention to go to if you want to just stand around and chat with some of the lesser known celebrities, which I have done with Emily Swallow, Bill Farmer, Jim Cummings.
Yeah, they get some really great guests. And I met the gal who was April O'Neil in the first Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie.
Nice.
So we stood around talking to her for like 20 minutes. She is so sweet. Like we had a great time talking to her.
Oh, that'd be a fun place to do Convention Showcase for, because one of the main focal points of Convention Showcase is interviews. April O'Neil.
Yeah, I was so stoked to meet her. And then now this year they're going to have a bunch of voice actors from Avatar: The Last Airbender. And so I'm going to go meet Dante Bosco. I'm going to meet Greg Baldwin. They have the voice of Toph. They have the voice of Azula.
Oh, that's right. It's
they have like the full squad. Like it's amazing.
As of late last year, early this year, a good chunk of the Avatar: The Last Airbender voice actors have been like going to conventions. They went to SAC Anime Winter this year. Oh yeah, it looks like Phantom. You did look like you cut your hair.
I had to get out of cosplay because my wig is being itchy. Sensory overload.
That's okay.
Phantom, we're gonna go to SummerCon.
Yes, we are. I want to meet Toph. Sorry.
Toph.
Also, there is a website. If a lot of people are wondering, it's called fancons.com. It will give you every single convention in your state or local states. It will put dates, everything on there.
Ooh.
So it's
most of them.
Yeah, most of them. Not all the smaller ones,
for
but
some
the bigger
reason
ones are on there.
For some reason, this year's Emerald City is not listed on there yet, but I have my account on there, and I have everything else I'm going to.
You know what con I wish I can go to, and it's next month? Level Up Expo in Las Vegas. They have Vivzy Pop, who is the creator of Hell of a Boss and Has Been Hotel, is going to be there.
Cool. Yeah, I've heard. I just heard about that from another cosplayer at Kumo about Level Up. But
I heard it. It's
I can't make it there, but I heard it's really.
Speaking of Vegas, I think that's where they're going to be having the Final Fantasy convention this year.
What?
They are.
Yeah.
Wait.
My friends are going.
What
to
about
that
what about a Final Fantasy convention?
Yes, there's a Final Fantasy Expo in Vegas this year.
Why are the? I mean, don't get me wrong. I love the local cons here, but why is it every time I hear about a cool, like one of those rare cons, or like out of a different state, like what the hell?
Right.
The thing about Final Fantasy
in Seattle area.
We just don't get fringe. We don't just get franchise conventions in our region in the Northwest.
We got Fan Expo, which was originally Wizard World, and Fan Expo was, as Bob said it, and I actually said it once, a franchise con. Franchise, if anyone's not familiar with franchise con, is cons that are like everywhere, and then you have your local cons, like Anime Expo in California, which is a big. Then there's like the big state cons.
Well, I mean, franchise convention in the sense of it's a convention around a particular franchise, like Star Wars Celebration.
It's gonna be in London. Which is gonna be in London this year.
Yeah, Farpoint's another one that's for like Star Trek. I think that's in Vegas every year.
Oh man, I
Gallifrey 1 is coming up this next weekend, and I'm going to my first out of the Northwest convention, which is also my first of these franchise conventions, Chicago TARDIS.
Ooh,
wow.
you're going all the way to Chicago?
On the weekend of the 60th anniversary of Doctor Who.
Take
I
me with you, please.
definitely Bob travels safe. That's all I have to say.
I've been to
Yeah,
Alaska for a con, but that sounds like a cool idea to go to something that's
So
like that.
I wanted to do a Doctor Who convention for this year for the 60th anniversary. They happen to be doing it like starting the day after, which also happens to be the day after Thanksgiving. But what the heck, I don't have any plans for
Ooh,
that anyway.
that November's gonna. I mean, con season for a lot of people is starting. You know, con season started for some people this month, and then some of my con season won't start till maybe July, August.
Sorry about
What?
that. Sorry about that. I was pressing
heard-
the button. It led to
I heard
Sorry.
something about a brain.
Save
Sorry.
your brain.
I think that brain.
My silly phone.
Narf. Oh, welcome to con.
Pinky in the brain. We're pinky in the brain.
Anyway,
Okay.
moving on. So Lonnie, what has your cosplay and convention journey been like ever since you've, well, been on the series, which was just recently, actually?
Well, like I said, it did kind of remind me that it's important to like keep those memories and try to like revisit the experiences that we've had. And I mean, really, we document everything with photos and just try to keep those photos and don't delete them, don't throw them away. And I mean, that's why we really do this, is to make memories. So that has been something that I've, I guess, thought about more. And this year also has just been like getting back into the swing of things and getting back a little bit to the just normalness again, which has been really nice.
That's always, I know that's always good. I guess I'll go now. I mean, I think ever since I started this, I mean, I have to give credit. I can't remember their name, but when I made the Discord, when I reinstated my Discord, which I think a good chunk of you I've actually added onto the Discord server. If not, be sure to check out the Discord server. A lot of great people I've met, a lot of people I've interviewed. I can't remember the person's name, but they're the ones who she suggested I turn, instead of just doing the one segment, I do interviews. I'm like, oh, okay. So I got to give credit to them. They're the ones who came up with doing the interviews. And like I said, I don't make the show. The people I have on make the show. And then someone named Doll Baby 67, is waving hi. I don't know who that is.
That is my older sister who I got into cosplaying. My whole family cosplays, like my brothers, my sister, my mom cosplays every now and then, and my dad also does. And my dad got me into anime, so my family is really big into anime. So my sister loves me.
Nice. But yeah, no, I've loved this series, from the panels to hell, even. And I got to thank Cosplay Me for recommending that I do the media coverage for convention, which has been nice. And doing that has been really fun. She's also part of the, or was the something Rangers. I can't remember the full name of that cosplay group.
Oh my gosh, I know who you're talking about, and I can't even remember.
Rangers?
It's something.
Soccer Rangers?
Yes, thank you. The Soccer
Yes.
Rangers. Yeah, she's part of the Soccer Rangers, and she was a local here in a local cosplayer who's also been on this. But yeah, she convinced me to try it out, and I also learned something about when you do media coverage, you don't have to pay for a ticket.
Getting that press pass is like.
Oh yeah, Emily S. Yep says Soccer Rangers. Thank you, Emily.
Guys,
But actually,
if I'm not going to the con with the guild, I always try to apply for a press pass anywhere I go.
I so wish I can go with you to the con that you were telling me about next month. Like, if I had the money, I would so go. Joel. I would so go and take you up on that offer.
To be fair, at some conventions you could get free passes. Like at KomoriCon last year, I was working as staff as a gopher. You got to work with the voice actors and the special guests. Still free pass.
Oh yeah, that day, I've noticed a lot of people, like, if they get the opportunity, they will, like, ooh, my favorite my favorite voice actor or celebrity is going to be there, but I know a lot of people would jump on that, and I'm sure it's the first come. Is it a first come first serve kind of thing when you want to? No. How does that work? Basically, being a gopher, as Elsa put it.
Actually, anybody can be a gopher. It's just like nobody wants to do it, to be honest.
Well, 'cause I know
gopher, it's like what you're doing is you're helping out. You're basically like a con secretary kind of bodyguard where if they need something, you go out and get it. Like somebody wanted marshmallows and you had to go out and go get them marshmallows or coffee. But it's more like you're doing these things for them so that they don't have to get bombarded by people in the con space. And it's one of the most easiest jobs, but sometimes if you don't have a vehicle, it's a little bit hard and you have to walk everywhere.
You don't need a vehicle though. That's like if you're gonna take them to their hotel and back.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, go ahead.
No, you go. We'll fight later. Anyways.
Just rock paper scissors already.
We'll just all sit here and go, no, you go. Oh, no, you go. No, your turn.
Yes,
I will pick who goes. Do not make me.
No. My
don't make me come. Don't make me come over there. I will turn this I will turn this podcast around.
Okay, Dad.
But no, I've never. Oh, and someone named Mason Penley says hola.
Hola.
Is that hola or is that holla?
Hola.
I don't know.
Hola.
HOLAA.
Well, hello, Mason. Wow, this is most views.
Hello, nurse.
Thank you guys for sharing this. But yeah, no, I gotta say, doing this has been fun, especially doing the convention showcase episodes. I gotta say, my all-time favorite interview I got to do was interviewing Grey Delisle, who voiced Princess Azula from Avatar: The Last Airbender.
So amazing.
She was wearing if you watch the interview, she was wearing a very lovely red dress, which kind of fit. And then Olivia Hack was right next to her, who voiced Ty Lee.
They are both amazing.
She was
amazing.
She was originally it was gonna be the gal who voiced Toph, but due to some scheduling issues, she had to decline. She had to cancel. So she got a hold of her friend Grey Delisle. I'm like, when I saw that, like, yeah, let's just say trying to get an interview with Grey Delisle was just as hard as trying to get an interview with C. Andrew Nelson at Metal Arc Comic Con, who wore the Darth Vader suit in the special edition of Star Wars: The Empire Strikes Back.
Gray will be at SummerCon this year, by the way.
I saw that.
And Billy West, who I think he's already going to be at one of the conventions I'm already going to. So.
Oh wait, you said Billy West? Oh, the guy who voiced Bugs Bunny in the newer the 2000
Woody Woodpecker and the cephalopod doctor guy from
Dr. Zoidberg. He was also
and he's the professor and he's Zoidberg. He's like several characters in that show.
If you want to quote Lucy Liu, if you want to quote Lucy Liu bot, Philip J. Fry.
Philip J. Fry.
He was also the voice of Doug and Roger from the TV show Doug.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and I think
that's Porky Pig. I've heard.
Yeah, he was.
Woody Woodpecker.
Mm-hmm.
And
he was
Mr. Producer, which is his Jerry Lewis impression on Animaniacs.
Yeah, that's the one thing I like about doing the convention showcases. I mean, one, I now know you don't have to pay to be but there's also that, and I think anytime I do the convention showcase, I know there will be those times where I can't interview the special guest because one, it's not a thing you can do, or two, the lines are so freaking long.
That's the reason to get the press pass, because sometimes they'll have a press room where you can sit and interview the special celebrity guests. So that's the other reason to get the press pass.
So for Komori-Con, is it just a media pass or a press pass? Which is
media pass or press pass, depending on the con. And then usually they'll have a person who will then, if you get the press pass, they'll say, okay, you have the press pass. Please tell us who you want to interview, and then they'll look at their schedules of when they're at the con, and then they'll just let you know, okay, this is when they're available. And then during the con, the days of the con you're there, you'll be able to talk with the press people and decide if you can interview people and where you can interview them.
I think just to be on the safe side, I'll do a media pass first, where I'm just covering the con itself, and then if I ever do Kumo again, I'll probably do a press pass.
Well, it's the same thing. It's just the words are
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and if you have more questions, I have a couple friends who've done media passes, and I can always get a little more information on that for you. But you can also ask KomoriCon too.
I looked at for KomoriCon this year on YouTube. I didn't see any like media coverage thing on YouTube for KomoriCon this year.
KomoriCon last year was something else. They had a lot of people quit on them.
I heard.
I
saw in the KomoriCon group. I'm not going to go into full detail, but I saw the comments.
Yeah, so hopefully next year we got a little bit of a better.
You mean this year?
Circumstance. Yeah, this year, next year. Oh my gosh, I forgot.
For anyone who's going to Kumo, it's going to be the 17th through the 19th, which will be my first time going to Portland. I plan on going on the day 0, and I really want to go to the Retro Game Bar PDX.
Ooh, Wayne, I'm going to drag you around. We're going to meet up on day 0, and I'm going to take you to all the best places.
Yeah. Poor KCon, but they didn't. I remember the whole lines and the mask. It was. I gotta say though, with what was going on, I think KomoriCon handled it fairly well, in my opinion.
They did have a lot of what I know is during registration, they did have a system shutdown where a lot of their computers went, and it took about an hour to get everything back up.
Because how many people or something, or
it was just the convention center. They lost
horrible Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
KomoriCon was severely with the as you know, as
I was
the
lucky
doll
I
baby
got
said.
like a moment when they had the system working and they were able to get my badge, but I think they need to, in my opinion, they need to just go to like mailing badges instead of having it on site and then letting people.
I know some cons, especially like some of the bigger cons, like I think Anime Expo or something, they mail their badges.
Yeah.
Oh, and by the way, the bunny source says hi, Lonnie.
Hi, Alana.
Hi, bunny.
And
one of
also,
my best
friends. Doll Baby was saying, every other big con does do that.
Well, I think
KomoriCon used to actually mail out badges.
Yep.
And they used to do it on a regular basis, and now
Emily said they used to.
My opinion, the thing I think that didn't help them was having to sit there and type everyone's name on the badges and then print them out like that.
Well, because a lot of people would would use a different name or a nickname.
Right. And that's what I think a lot of cons that even if they're not big, they stop doing, because like that takes so much time out of the day for someone who's waiting to get their badge. That created that's the thing. My opinion was
not to mention how many you're mailing out. You can be mailing out over 1,000, because KomoriCon can have a big. Fenime also, Bunny Sorcio says Fenime also doesn't mail out their badges, but they have super smooth QR code system for the and Emily, just like me, wow,
Let's just say I've heard
as their first, and just keep it simple as their first and last name, as Doll Baby said.
Yeah, so they're actually doing something a lot better for this upcoming year after a lot of Q&A feedback that they got. And I have a friend who staffs on a regular basis. They've been doing it since day 1 of KomoriCon. So
and Doll Baby was saying and VIP maybe get a special name. Interesting. But a con I attend, the two cons I attend here, Metal Arc and Anna Medford, which are run by Colossus Girl Entertainment, they have what's the website? It's where you can buy tickets. He's something, I can't remember the name. It's an app, but they have the QR code scanner. So you buy your tickets early, and you buy your online ticket in advance, which is cheaper, and then you go to the con, and then they scan the thing. But if you do what Anna Medford and Metal Arc does, if you do media coverage, press coverage, they have you arrive at the con like, you know, 30 minutes early to get your to get your badge. I like arriving there at 9:15, but I've known them for I've known them for quite a bit. Like they don't mind that I come early and go inside the convention doors early, which is nice because then I get to see all the setups. And I've also learned if I can get into the con early, if I can get into the convention early with the media pass at the local cons here, it's a quicker way to interview the special guest without having to wait in line.
That's what's happened with me too. Is when I get the press or media passes, they sometimes some cons will let you be in there early so you can do those kind of things. But yeah, it's always a great. I think if you're going to be doing interviews with people at the cons, whether they're the celebrities or just artists or creators that are on the con floor,
E-ticket said that's the name. E-ticket. Thank you, doll baby.
But hang on, but with the Kumo, I actually know they still do mailing out because my current partner, he got it, like, what's it called? He went and bought his tickets at the day of KamoiCon, and there was an option to mail it out to them.
Nice. And I know sometimes conventions will like I don't know how many conventions will do it, but they will sometimes like do early badges for next year.
Yeah, I got that with Emerald City.
Yeah,
I got my ticket for this year like the day after the last year ended.
Wait, who's typing? I'm not like trying to
typing fast. They got the big
Potato King.
hands.
But for Fan Expo this year, through a set of circumstances that would take a long time to explain, I ended up getting one of the badges mailed to me, and the other one will have to be picked up. I got 2 badges, and I am expecting somebody to join me. This will be my first convention with adult supervision.
Oh,
and,
Bob will have will have a convention exit buddy.
Yeah, or entrance buddy, somebody to make sure that
doll baby was saying that's Potato King. Laugh out loud. You got called out
By everybody.
I've never been. I never actually had a problem
skills.
with anybody harassing me or getting overwhelmed while at the convention. I've had problems, aside from the transit trouble I had at Emerald City, which I already discussed.
Telling me about that. I've rolled. Let's see. Emily S says I've rolled over my tickets from Fan Expo last year and have to pick them up at the con.
That was the deal with one of my 2 tickets. That is actually how that happened. I bought one for this year, forgetting that I had bought one for last year that rolled over. And so I have 2. And then right after I found that out, I got in contact with somebody who wanted to come and go in with me and kind of start getting exposed to this kind of stuff.
Nice. So now on, I will start with Lonnie. What kind of future content would you like to see brought on for Cosplay Con Talk?
I really like seeing the kind of diversity-centered panels that you have and hearing perspectives from other kinds of people is like really valuable. Like I was watching the interview with Colleen Cosplay the other day, and she was describing, some of the experiences she had with being a wheelchair user at conventions and some of the stuff that she's experienced that I would never even have thought of. And so hearing all those kind of perspectives is really great. I'd love to see more of that. And I know you have a fairly lengthy backlog that I haven't had time to like check it all out yet. So you may have done this already, but I would like to maybe see some like LGBT and cosplay.
I have not, but I have interviewed people from the LGBTQ plus community on here.
Yeah, I think that would be another really cool thing because you've done disability and like people of color and all those things are so great to see, and so I'd like to see more of that and maybe see some LGBT cosplayers talking about their experiences.
I definitely probably will have if anyone in the LGBTQ plus communities would be interested, I can do a cosplay panel talking about that if anyone's ever interested. And of course, I also plan on doing a diversity in cosplay podcast panel as well. You know, people of color, you know, and so forth and so on. And for that one, if anyone's ever interested in that. Oh yeah, no, that definitely, yeah. As Doll Baby said, that'd be dope.
That's my sister. I love her to death. She is so freaking amazing. I'm trying to get her to do more stuff like this. So.
And also, Lonnie, if you ever wanted to host your own episode, feel free to let me know.
Am I ready to host my own episode? Wow.
You are. You
Well,
are.
I like giving people. Like I said, after how successful Bob's was, because we did a 2-part version of. Oh, Freya!
Freya's also ready to post her own episode.
I'll tell you what, Wayne. If you handled the technology side,
Oh no, I handle that. All I
can
do,
just like ask questions and stuff. That would be great because the technology side of this is the part that I know nothing about.
And I can even the Bunnysaurus says I believe in Lonnie.
Yeah, I believe in Lonnie too.
I believe in you, Lonnie.
Oh, thank you.
Love you, Lonnie.
I can do it.
By the way, Victoria SH. I know you said I know, but I actually have interviewed. It was for Get to Know That Cosplayer. It was for a cosplayer based on the other side of the states. I got to interview them, and I also got to interview their kid. Be sure to look up Get to Know That Cosplayer featuring Creepy Mama. I interviewed them, and I also interviewed their kid, also aka Medium Human is the name of their kid. Fun, great interview.
Yeah, family cosplays would be a really cool thing to see. I know a family that cosplays. They do a lot of like Ranma 1/2 and like older anime.
Oh my
god! Yeah, and it's a mom, a dad, and a kid, and they actually entered a cosplay contest.
I would
that
love
I was
to
at
interview
recently,
families.
and they were. I think they came in first place with their Ranma 1/2.
It's the only exception where I will have someone under the age of 18 come on, as long as they're with a family or older adult. That's the only exception. If you're under the age
with their parents, that would be.
I could see also I think they have 3 kids. I don't forgot. It's been a while, but I know them in person, and they're super nice. They also cosplay from a variety of animes. So
I happen to know where I actually did interview a set of twins. They were separate interviews, but I got to interview Maddie Kate Cosplay and their brother Pork Cutlet.
They are so amazing. Sorry.
Oh yeah,
I love them.
I would like some twin cosplayers. So,
I'd
like to see them. Talk to them.
If they're so yeah, Maddie Kate Cosplay and Pork Cutlet. They are the 2 cosplayers on this channel who have the most viewed interviews. They were fun. They were fun to interview. I was surprised with how big their following is and everything that they were interested. We went to Cake. Let's see, what was it? Doll Baby says we went to KCON this year as Tanjiro, and my 5-year-old went as my baby Nezuko in our box. It was aww.
So we did a whole Demon Slayer group. So Ultimate Phantom was Yurichi's wife. I was Yurichi, and my sister.
Yurichi. You see the one with the white hair?
Yurichi is the first, breath user. He's the one that passed down Tanjiro's earrings. You guys will see him in the next season.
Okay.
I don't want to spoil.
A baby Nezuko in a box would melt my heart.
We made the box out of cardboard. I made the box, and it was big enough to fit our 5-year-old niece, who did Nezuko, and my sister did Tanjiro, and then my friend, she did Rangoku. So we had all the little users, and then we had my waifu.
And my partner went as Mauricio.
Yeah, and their partner went as Mauricio. So we did like a little family cosplay
If I have one character and one character in mind I want to cosplay from Demon Slayer, and that is Tanjiro Sensei Urokuraki.
Yes!
Do it.
He's on my list. I saw his mask. I found his cosplay. I need to get a wig done. And I also gonna basically his flip-flops. I know his shoes. I'm just gonna buy a pair of flip-flops and just paint him to look like his sandals in the show. Because trying to
Yeah,
find
jump
that
in.
type, trying to find that
Talk-
type of, sandals is not easy, and they do not come in my size.
Let me
Talking
know
of
because I can
family
find
cosplays,
everything.
Oh, what was that, Bob?
talking of family cosplays, you may remember the couple from the Humor and Cosplay who were dressed as Ash and Minty from
Mhm.
Pokemon.
Oh
I
yeah.
I first saw a picture of them a couple of years later where they had their little one dressed as Pikachu.
Aw. Oh yeah. Um. So yeah, Titus, what content would you like to see here on Cosplay Con Talk in the future?
I would love to see more anime from different countries. It sounds really weird, but recently a new series got released on Netflix.
Cosplay podcast. I mean, sorry.
Yeah, no, in general.
Oh.
That's what I'm saying. It's like recently there has been a lot more of Chinese and Korean animation that has been going out, and I've been seeing a lot more cosplays of it. I would
Ooh.
love to get into more detail because some of those costumes
Oh, like
are
Heaven,
absolutely beautiful.
Heaven's official blessing.
Yes, Heaven's Blessing,
Ah,
MDZ.
such a good
Killing
show.
talking.
Yes, a new
I'm gonna
one
cosplay
came
from
out
Link Click.
recently. Ooh, that one's really good. Link Click. There's another one. It is called. I love it to death. It is so gorgeous. What is it called? Elsa, you know the name of this one? 'Cause
Killing
I've
and
been
stalking.
into it. No, we don't talk about that one. It's a really amazing show because it talks about bullying and all this other stuff. I don't remember what it's called.
I know the one you're talking about, I think. Isn't it on Netflix now?
It is on Netflix. I'm trying to remember the name.
I don't remember what it's called either.
What is the characters doing in it? 'Cause
Lookism. It's called Lookism, and it's absolutely amazing. I would love to talk to see more cosplayers who are into a lot of the new Chinese and Korean anime that are out there who are cosplaying it because some of the details in this on these costumes are amazing. Like just people who make them.
I've actually talked to a few cosplayers from across the seas. Actually, in a couple months, next month or so, I gotta look at my schedule. But I will be talking to a cosplayer all the way from London.
Nice.
So it'll be nice.
I would love to see more like cosplayers from different countries, more cosplays that are not just Japanese animation. I'd love to see more stuff from different areas. I would also would love to see a lot of more talk with webtoons and people who cosplay from webtoons.
Like Lord Olympus.
Yes. Like Lord Olympus are mine are all BL. I'm so sorry, guys. Or like Love is the Illusion, or get down to being like
the Trash Mermaid one.
Oh yes. Oh gosh, I love that one.
Oh, the Bunnysaurus, and so first, so Doll Baby said that they would love to go next year as Spy Family, and the
We're going as Spy Family.
And the Bunnysaurus says that they have cosplayed from Lore Olympus.
Her Persephone is amazing.
If they have an Instagram, and if they ever want to come on the channel as a guest, well, I put Cosplay Con Talk, get to that cosplayer interviews on hold because I have a lot that I need to put up. But starting in July, if anyone's ever interested for coming on for a future episode coming in July, let me know and I'll make sure to have you booked.
Yeah, I'd absolutely would love to see all that.
Well, yeah, that'd be pretty cool. Joel, what kind of future content would you like to see on Cosplay Con Talk?
I think everything I would want, they've already said. Like, I just agree. Like, I would agree that like having more people of color, people from the LGBTQ community, and I love the idea of people from outside, like the Pacific Northwest or America, is a great idea. I think that's a great idea. I would love to maybe see if you interview people like from like the Latin American countries. Would be cool. There's a lot of great cosplayers I've started following from down there. There's one that lives in Vancouver now he's from Latin America. I forgot the name of his name off the top of my head. If I remember it, I'll message you. But anyway,
I have a no. There is a foreign cosplayer I would love to interview, and I've been following his content for a long time. Mole Cosplay. He's probably known for his Geralt cosplay.
They're so amazing. Have you seen some of their silly little like TikToks they make? Of, like,
Yes.
accidents happening while they're doing cosplay. Oh, it's the best.
Yeah, he's on my list, and also Kamoya Cosplay is, but I know people like her, Yaya Han, Jessica Nigri are not easy to get a hold of.
You sure?
You know what? If just throwing this out there because I'm a huge fan, but there's a cosplayer named Enyen who, if I hope I'm remembering correctly, I think they're from Taiwan. But I think they're based out of North America currently. But I follow them on Twitter, and a lot of their tweets are in Chinese. So I know that they're kind of international.
Let's see. AK Weiru from Australia and now lives in Vancouver, British Columbia.
I don't know about Weiru, but Enyen is a fantastic cosplayer. And if you ever manage to get an interview with them, I would be so stoked. I'm a huge fan of theirs. So as far as international cosplayers go, that would be one to reach out to.
Yeah.
I also know a lot of people from different countries and stuff who I communicate on a regular basis who are pretty popular where they're at. So
I would love to interview more international cosplayers. Another special guest coming up soon is I can't remember when it is. Is it September or no? It's June or July. They're known for cosplaying. He goes by Hummin H2. He's most known for cosplaying as Juggernaut from X-Men. He does like big, bulky cosplays.
I follow him too. He does he's done something else recently too, but like his Juggernaut's like one of the ones.
Oh yeah.
The ones he's done. Yeah.
He's going to be a special guest cosplayer. I actually started this thing where I interview special guests, somewhat well-known cosplayers, and they're posted on the last Saturday of every month, which I've been keeping as a thing, trying to frequently.
And there's another one that I sent you a link for on the Discord server.
Yeah,
I
saw. I gotta. Oh, let's see. Kiri Lee cosplay is also super dope. I don't know who that is.
They're amazing.
But Auntie Shirley, I mentioned a while ago on a Twitter space that was being hosted by a friend of Sophia Miles, and Sophia was on there as well. And I mentioned I wanted to try and get in the Guinness Book of World Records as the world's oldest cosplayer. And they mentioned Auntie Shirley, who has 14 years on me. So wherever long she goes, I have to do another 14 years in order to overtake her.
And let it be
Singapore.
Let it be known.
She's in Singapore. She has great costumes. The Supergirl costume looks fantastic, and she's just having the time of her advanced life. And
let it be known, Bob is the oldest. Has been the oldest guest on here. We had another one, but he is no longer with us, sadly. Uncle Iro, him and Bob are so far have been the only two older guests on this series.
The only ones, well, you've had your cosplay over 40.
Oh yeah,
I would be the only cast on cosplay over 60.
Yeah, Bob is, like I said, Bob and Uncle Iro. When
Uncle Iro had it, but was I think older than me by about a year and a half.
Yeah, I think so. But yeah, Bob and Uncle Iro.
And unlike him, I can do an impression of Mako.
You okay there, Titus?
Yeah, sorry. Uncle Iro just was it. He is super amazing, and
Do you need a hug?
fine. He's just super amazing. He really helped me out one year during a really bad emotional thing that I had when I was like left alone, and he was like the one person that just made my day during that con.
I just wanted to give him a little, shout out.
Yeah. He's amazing. He was super amazing, you guys. He was so kind and so loving, and he had so much like love and care in his heart. He was just one of those cosplayers that he was like a cosplay dad or uncle to like so many people, and just Sorry, he's just super amazing.
No, you saying that has sort of given me an idea for Wayne that maybe like convention stories of like heartwarming stories.
Oh yeah,
Of, like,
favorite
times when people came to your rescue, like times when something really good happened, like
favorite
opposite side of
moment.
convention horror stories,
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
that
no,
would be
I actually, I have that. It's favorite convention moments, which I will be probably sharing. Well, we'll be talking about after. Real quick, Elsa, what kind of future content would you like to see here on Cosplay Con Talk?
Okay, I do want to see, because we've been setting all different types of cosplays. I am more interested to see one of my personal things, Broadway cosplayers.
Broadway
Like,
cosplay?
people who cosplay from Broadway musicals.
Oh, like
Hamilton.
Thank you.
Hamilton, Phantom of the Opera,
Lion King.
Yes, etc. Because there is a Broadway con, so.
Wait, there is?
Yeah, I'm jealous. I'm not going.
Yeah, I'm jealous too. It sounds like I love musical theater too, and like when I first heard about it, I was like, oh, how can I go? It's like
Right?
on the East Coast, and it's always when I can never get out, and it's in New York, so like New York in general is expensive, but to try to go to a con in New York, like I don't know how people can afford to do that. But anyway,
The Bunny Source says our Shield Maiden has some. I don't know.
Oh, that's a cosplayer.
No,
I'm assuming.
yeah.
Hamilton cosplays, yeah.
Bob. Future content you would like to see here on Cosplay Con Talk?
Well, just to throw you out to you guys in general, I'd like to see a few more cosplays of historical people. I think I have my Harpo marks.
I plan on doing a Charlie Chaplin one later down the road.
I could do, yeah.
If
the Ben Franklin is on my radar.
If you ever want to do black and white movie characters, I'm definitely down. If you want to do Groucho Marx, and I can do Charlie Chaplin.
I'm Harpo.
Wait, hang on.
I would do Lucille Ball again.
Lucille Ball is a good one.
I did a Lucille Ball as a Halloween costume one time. I would totally do it again.
Ooh.
And then, but what I'd really like to see in terms of content is tips on making your cosplay. Getting started on various areas.
Yes.
I mean,
getting started on various areas like sewing.
I swear I saw Titus's ears just go up when you said that.
I actually one day want to start doing small episodes of how to do certain things for beginners. I'm not a professional seamstress, but I have learned so much by doing everything on my own without anyone's help that I'd love to give some of my own personal tips out to people, because this costume behind me, this is all I'm going to wing it.
Want to show it off, by the way, the Barbie one?
Oh yeah.
That's a lot of
closer.
I love that you have a mannequin for it, by the way.
Right. So there you got like all these little pearls on here. This is all craft horribleness of sparkliness. But
Sparkles!
I didn't really use a pattern on this, so this is a non-pattern. I made this pattern just by cutting stuff out. And I have panels and panels, and if you look at the back of it, like this is what I love about it. If I can turn my dress form, I need a new dress form. Like,
by the way, yes, Bunnysaurus, yes, you can definitely come on for a guest for a how to start cosplay.
Yeah. Like I said, everything is adjustable. So like she'll have a corset backing. The skirt itself can go all the way out to a 5XL. Is how I have it set up, and it just cinches up and then ties in the back, and everything tucks underneath. And this is my own pattern as well. So
nice.
It's so much fun.
I also highly recommend, if you're wanting a cosplay idea drawn out, Titus is definitely someone I would recommend for having a cosplay drawn out.
I decided, even though I own thousands of patterns, I don't like using patterns. I like to make my own stuff, and it's just all about measurements. So
I would love to learn more about that, because I am always so scared to try and do anything without a pattern.
Friend me, I will teach you my ways.
You can impart some wisdom.
And let's see, what did the bunny source says? It has been a hot minute, but I used to stream working on cosplay partially as a way to demystify cosplay and hopefully make it less nice.
Yeah. I was talking about
Yeah.
the specific aspects of making a cosplay or assembling a cosplay, and if we're like shopping for various peats at thrift stores or shopping online for things or trying to find the right wig, researching your cosplay, what really works as far as any particular aspect of cosplay for people who, even if they've been experienced in as a cosplayer but want to get into a new subfield of it.
Oh no, I feel like as cosplayers, even your most experienced cosplayers are learning something new. I think it's been talked on this channel, especially with the cosplayers who've been doing this for over 10 plus years. How EVA foam was never really a thing for the public.
Yeah,
Yes, I have this now too.
What is that?
This is
Foam
foam
clay.
clay.
Foam clay?
Yes,
For-
I have some. It's
Is
so
that like EVA foam?
It
I
is
was like,
basically clay form of EVA foam,
it's
and it
Oh.
works so well. These are going to be my earrings for Sen because the ones I got were way too heavy.
oh,
but
those look cool.
You can make so much with it. It also does a lot of like, instead of using like a silicone, which is kind of toxic, you can use the foam clay, add a little bit of water, and it covers your seams. You can sand it, you can paint it. There's so much you can do with foam clay.
We just
and
had
I
a new
absolutely
person
love
come
it.
in. Rylan Boo just said, as a person who used to do cosplay, it does take a lot of effort, but I would start off with closet cosplay.
If you're
I
a
don't
beginning
know.
cosplayer, I mean, my first cosplay was Men in Black.
I mean, my first cosplay was, I just got stuff off of Amazon. It was a makeshift steampunk cosplay when I went to SacCon back in 2017.
Yeah, my first cosplay was mainly stuff I either thrifted or already owned, and I still do that most of the time.
My first cosplay, I also just did it from my own closet, and yeah.
What about you? What about you, Lonnie and Potato? What were your first cosplays put together?
Well, when I think of my first, what I actually consider a cosplay, I bought it from a website where you like commission a cosplay. So they actually I just paid somebody else to make it basically. But if I wanted to go a little further back in time and count more of like anime characters that I did as like a Halloween costume in middle school that I don't really count as like cosplay just yet. But I did Botan from Yu Yu Hakusho, which was just a kimono and a terrible, terrible blue wig.
Is she the one who punches Yusuke when he uses that little mirror to that X-ray spyglass thing?
She may have punched him. She's the Grim Reaper in that anime.
Okay, I haven't seen Yu Yu Hakusho in a long time.
Yeah, so that was more of like a make it at home with just cheap
fabric.
I
kind of count that.
Yeah, you could count. I wish I had pictures of it. That wig was so disgusting. Like, I really wish I had a photo of just how bad it was.
And then
but yeah, you could count that.
Ryan Blue just said mine was from Danganronpa. I remember the character. I did like a few, and my hair. Nice.
Mm-hmm.
If we're talking first cosplay, I would say if I had to like legitimately put out my very first cosplay, it was a closet cosplay, and we would always dress up like Sailor Moon or anybody from Dragon Ball Z, but Sailor Moon was the main one, and we used to LARP out different things throughout Sailor Moon. It was me and my friends did it. We were weird.
But can we be real for a second? All of our first cosplays was either bad, horrible, never like perfect, but that's the whole point of
mine was okay. My Men in Black was okay, but that's a kind of low hanging fruit.
I take that back. My first official cosplay character was actually my take on a classy gentleman style of Reaper from Overwatch.
Oh.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
And the guns I had were bought off. If anyone's played Overwatch, Reaper has those big shotguns. I went on eBay, and they were made from foam, felt like EVA foam, and they were like the size of pistols.
Oh gosh. My first cosplay was before Pain showed up in Naruto and he was in the manga. So I did Pain and that was my first Komori Con, so that's my first official. And I had a little girl dressed up like Sailor Moon who called me daddy and followed me around because she was lost during the con. And we found her sister and she was dressed up like Rini. And we just hung out for the rest of the con. It was so cute. It's such a cute
Doll
moment.
Baby said their first cosplay was Lightning from Final Fantasy 13. Really good, and I also learned that Lightning's real name is oh god, I can't remember her name, but she has an actual name in Final Fantasy 13. I can't remember. Anyway, like I asked Lonnie, who here would like to host their own separate Cosplay Con Talk podcast? I got one from Titus. I got one from. What about you, Joel? Would you be interested in hosting one?
I already have my own content I make.
Oh, that's right.
So it would be so hard to try to. I'm already behind on the content I am already creating.
I'm oh, it's Claire. Yes, that's right. It's Claire Farron. Thank you for anyone wanting to know.
Thank you for asking me if I want to, but if I do feel like I have the time to, I would definitely.
Oh yeah.
Right now.
Boy,
I just
no. I hear that. I feel that. I'm the Cosplay Con Talk series. I'll always have content for that one. It's mainly geeking out in the gaming with friends stuff. That's just like I need more people who want to talk about their favorite movies, animes, TV shows, comics, and then I have gaming with friends where I want to do Anyway,
I will do that with you.
Oh, I greatly appreciate that. So last but not least, before we end this, because this has gone quite a bit, I will start with Lonnie, then Titus, Joel, and then So as I've been starting to did that recently on here, Lonnie, would you like to promote yourself by letting people know where they can find you on social media?
Yes, on Instagram, I am retro.lizard. And you can also find me on Facebook, Retro Lizard Cosplay. You can follow me in either of those places, and I try to update as often as I am doing things, which is not all the time, but yes.
Link to that will be in the description below. Titus, would you like to promote yourself by letting people know where they can find you on social media?
Of course. I'm on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and also on a bunch of other cosplay apps and Discord and Twitch. You can find me under Useless Potato King or Potato Senpai PDX. I go by both names, and yeah.
Links still in the description below, and also, as I mentioned, be sure to check out their Discord.
Yes, I actually run a Discord as well, and it is called the Potato Army. And it is for I know it goes with the theme. It is linked on my Twitch. If you guys want to find me on Twitch, it's linked on there. We talk about TikTok, we promote ourselves, we talk about cosplay, various things that are a lot of fun. I also promote Wayne and all his little podcasts on there. And we're getting pretty big with our army. We're going to get huge and dress as potatoes at con and go to con.
Missed opportunity is dressing up as French fries.
If you be the French fry, I'll be the potato, and I'll wear like a little crown, and then all of us, like our whole group here, can go as potatoes.
No, I'm gonna go.
I'll dress up as the condiment king.
I can't wait to say that. Joel, would you like to promote yourself by letting people know where they can find you on social media?
Sure. If you go on any of the social medias, you can just type in Joel the Geek and you will find me there. Either you'll see this face or you'll see a little avatar that looks like a Funko Pop version of me. But yeah,
I love that profile picture.
Thanks. But yeah, I'm on TikTok. Mainly I do stuff on TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram. As Joel the Geek, so you can find me there on those. And I already gave Wayne my link to all my stuff, so he'll probably put that in the.
Oh yeah, I'll put it in post, and also be sure to check out the convention 2022 recap, because his link will also be in that one as well.
Totally.
Elsa, would you like to promote yourself by letting people know where they can find you on social media?
Yes, so you can find me on TikTok or Instagram underneath the same handle, Ultimate Phantom, but with TikTok. With Instagram, please use underscores before the U and M. Also, the massive content you'll see of the weirdness on Instagram involving Potato Senpai.
Yes, involving the potato dad.
I like to, when she goes on TikTok live, I like to go and harass her for my own pleasure and benefit. So
The contrarian attack.
And of course,
Yeah.
and again, if you see Potato King, you'll also be sure to check out their dog Freya.
Yes, she will have her own TikTok and have her own Facebook page pretty soon.
Ooh, you gotta make business cards for Freya now.
We are actually making some new business cards that are going to have me and Freya on there.
Nice.
Ooh.
Yes, yes.
Ooh. I did something different this year. I gave up business cards and I found an Etsy shop that makes a QR code keychain.
Oh, I've seen
Send it
that.
to me.
Oh
I
my
want it.
It's
Yeah,
so
send the link to
so
Potato.
bad. It's the best thing in the world. I'm so fans.
A cosplayer I follow on TikTok. She made like an OC cosplay, and on her cosplay is her QR code to her social media links.
Too, yeah. But it was so much because I was at PAX West, and this gal had a QR code with her, but hers was like plastic and this big. But then I found one that makes an Etsy shop
wow.
this big.
I actually have my I have a QR code that I have on my computer that I want to get put onto a thick badge that I sell on a website that makes QR code badges, which I'm going to bring with me when I run out of business cards.
That's an even better idea if you could have like a button or something like this.
Oh yeah,
it's easier because I
Just have it linked to your link tree.
And
yeah, that's what I do. Yeah,
connected to my link tree, and then it pops up with everything, all my stuff. I'll send you the guys for sure.
I mean, like I said, I have my basic cards with the iconic logo.
Originally, I was just getting new business cards that had the QR code on it, and then I saw someone do that at PAX West. Like, I need to do that, and I just went on Etsy and I found it, and it's a really great one. But I'll send you guys for it.
And last but not least, Bob, would you like to promote yourself by letting people know where they could find you on social media?
My business card, by the way.
I'm thinking it over.
I love it.
Huh? I was joking around. You did the Jack Benny. I'm thinking it over. But no, you can find me on Instagram, Twitter, or Pinterest. It's just Bob Greenwade, all one word.
And also be sure to check out Bob on my other series, Geeking Out, where you'll see him helping me review comic book
X-Men movies and a number of other things.
And a number of other. We don't talk about the third X-Men film we did. Damn you two, for making me delete all the videos I have shown on that one. So yeah, and of course you know me. You know where to find me. You can find me on Instagram. TikTok, I'm kind of taking a break from because TikTok's just crazy right now.
Mm-hmm.
You can find me on Instagram, Twitter. I don't use a whole lot. I'll post every now and again, and of course you can find me on YouTube, Wayne the Unknown, or Wayne the can't always remember that. Anyway, definitely also highly recommend checking out the other Cosplay Con Talk videos. I also appreciate those who came on to comment on this live. And as always, I'm Wayne the Unknown. Until next time, thank you for listening. And as always, thank you for watching.
Pleasure.